Hey class, I've made a short video just to help y'all with some of those fancier graphs that we're covering this week, for example, and that we've seen in seminar. For example, the stacked chart, the stacked bar chart, the line graphs that actually have more than just one group. And I'll show you how easy it is to get Excel to do these graphs, how quick and easy. So notice on your screen, I've just made up some data, and let's suppose these are 6 years of enrollment numbers, but notice I have 4 groups. In fact, you could have as many groups as you want, and Excel would very quickly and easily do these types of fancy graphs. All right, so I've got 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th grades. So one of the main things to remember, you're going to probably be tempted to take your mouse and click and drag it over all of this, but yet the years are not an actual group. And if you end up highlighting them, then Excel's going to treat them as they're another grade level group. So you don't want to highlight them at first. So I'm going to go ahead and just take my mouse and click and drag over just the grade levels. Then I'm going to come up here and click Insert. And the main graphs I'm going to be showing you are bar charts that are stacked, line charts that have more than one group, and then those stack charts that we saw, like with the different pizza types that we saw in seminar. So let me come on over here after I click Insert, and I'm going to come to the column chart section. When I click the drop down, you'll see that the middle one looks like those stacked bar charts that we've covered. So I'm going to click my mouse on top of that one, and when I do that, it brings up the graph. And notice though, since we did not highlight years, then it automatically made the years just the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 down here. But yet realistically, if you want to do a nice graph, or you were doing this for a presentation or a report, you would probably want to have the actual years down there. And it's actually easy to get Excel to change them to the appropriate years that you want. So all I'm going to do to get that changed is come over here on top of the horizontal axis. So I'm just going to focus on the number 1 here. And I'm going to right click. And when I do that, notice it puts a box around the years. And in the middle it says Select Data. So I'm going to click on Select Data, and then it brings up this pop-up. Well, there's nothing wrong with the grade level, so I'm going to ignore this box over here on the left. But notice over here on the right where it says Horizontal Axis Labels, it's got those numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that I don't want and that I want to replace with the years. So I'm on this side going to click Edit, and when I do, it gives me the opportunity to put a range of where I want the labels for this horizontal axis. So therefore, I'm going to come over here, click my mouse on top of, and I'm just going to highlight the numbers, not the word year, because I will be able to type in the word year as my axis label. I don't want to highlight year, or else it's going to think it's an actual, one of the years. So I'm just starting at 2010, and I'm going to click and drag my mouse. Notice it puts that as the label range. And even looking at the graph, notice it now has the appropriate years in the correct places. So I'm just going to click OK, and now I've got the years in my graph. If you want to add axis labels and a chart title and so forth, to add axis labels, you can come over here and click the plus sign. If you've got an older version of Excel, you may have to come up here and you would see layout between the words design and format. So if you have an older version, you may want to click layout. In fact, this newer version has it up here, but I know a easier way. But if you have layout up here in the middle between these, you can click that and you will actually then see places to change your axis labels and your chart title. But otherwise, I can actually come over here to the plus sign and check axis titles. And when I check that box, notice it then, I'm just going to X out of that. Notice it then put axis titles, and all I have to do to change them is click on top of them. So for this axis title, I'm going to actually type in year and press enter. Then come over, click my mouse on this one, and I'm going to type in, say, enrollment, and press enter. That's how easy it is to change those. Then I'm going to click my mouse up here in the chart title and say enrollment for the title. Press enter. And then just click my mouse off of that. You can then click your mouse anywhere in this outer portion of the graph, and it will then allow you to copy and paste it. You can just do a Control-C and a Control-V to paste it to a Word doc if you needed to do that. I mean, these are mainly for questions and homework. You're not going to have to do quite these fancy graphs in the discussion, but you will see them in your homework and in your quiz. All right, So that's that stacked bar chart. I'm just going to click my mouse and slide this thing right over here. And now I want to show you let's go ahead and maybe do the side-by-side bar chart, which is similar to this, but instead of stacking the different grade levels enrollments, it just puts them side by side for each year. So once again, click and drag, but only over the grade level information. I'm going to click insert again. Still going to come over here to the bar chart, the column chart column. Click the drop down, and now this one over here on the left is the side by side. So I'm going to click on top of that. And once again, you see same information, but just in a different presentation. So notice year 1, which is really 2010, has all 4 of the grade levels compared to each other within each year time period. So once you really start getting the hang of it, it's not going to be a problem to do the same stuff we did on the previous graph. For example, come down here to the number 1, right click on top of it. Sometimes and actually, if it doesn't highlight it, that's okay. I think I can actually come up here and select data, and it brings up exactly what I need again. Edit. Remember, those years are labeled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but I want them changed with the years. So edit again, label range, come over here and click and drag, click OK, click OK, and again just change the titles and the axis labels, and you know how you can do that. You just click on this and click the axis labels. And I'm not going to walk y'all through all that again because it's the same procedure. And this is what I mean when you start to become more comfortable with Excel and the graphing, and you realize you can do so many things so quickly. All right, so there's that one. Let me slide this up here. We're going to do a lot of these things. All right, then let's do a line graph where it has all 4 grade levels in the same line graph. All right, highlight again. Very repetitive at this point. Insert, but now I'm going to come down to the line graph section, and I think the ones that appear mainly in your homework and quiz is this one right here on the second row. So I'm going to click that. And notice it has all 4 of the grade levels shown for each year and how they compare to each other. Once again, you're just going to right click down here, go to select data, edit, click and drag down the years, click OK, and you can go change those axis labels and the chart title. And finally, the other one I wanted to show y'all was that stacked bar chart that we kept seeing in seminar with all the pizza types. That's also just as easy to do. So come over here, highlight the years, insert, and that one is this thing right here. It even kind of looks like what it looked like in our seminar and homework. So it's an area chart, stacked area chart. Click on that, and the one we want is right here in the middle. Click on that, slide this thing over here. Oops. And then, hold on. And then same thing. Right click down here, select data, click and drag down those years, click. Oops, it didn't change it. Oh no, I got a backspace on this one because I did the wrong one. That's okay, you never panic. You never panic in Excel. I'm just going to go try it again. Select data. Not go to that side, that was my mistake. Click on this side where the years are, edit. Click and drag down the years. Click OK. Click OK, and there you have that one with the years now properly placed. And again, same method on how you change your chart title and get your axis labels in there. And all of these graphs are showing the same information, just different format. But you know, we talked about in seminar how you ought to be able to just sort of eyeball one and imagine how it converts to the other. Eyeball one, convert to this, and so forth. But this gives you the opportunity to play around with some numbers and actually really experience it for yourself, and also see how nice and easy it is to get Excel to do some fancy schmancy graphs for you. If you ever, could be possible that you're going to actually hopefully use this stuff in some other classes or just other even professional things, situations as well. So hopefully that was helpful for you and gave you something a little bit new to learn in Excel, and y'all have fun with it and give it a try this week.